Welcome to the Life Be podcast. In every episode, we dive into the most relatable aspects of life, helping you navigate the complexities of our contemporary world. Let's get started.
Hi, good day, and it's wonderful to be back on your screens, on your tablets, and wherever you watch this. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple, wherever you find your podcast, we're there. Please like, share, and click the button so you can get notifications every time we have a new episode. And today I'm so excited to have a wonderful lady. She's called Mulungi. She's beautiful. And you might know her as Baby Gloria. Baby Gloria, you're welcome to Life Be podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good to have you here. How have you been?
I've been great. I'm not complaining. We are very busy. I'm not happy about the busy, of course, because I feel like if you're too busy... No, of course I'm happy to be busy, because if I'm not doing anything, you're not going to be happy about life and all that. But I feel like if you're still too busy, I have not yet made enough money. In my opinion.
They normally say rich people are very busy. I don't know how true. We've always been told they sleep like 4 hours.
But they have a choice. You get it? Like they have a choice. They can go on vacation for like 6 months. You have no choice. Me, I have no choice.
So you're working so you can go on vacation for 6 months?
Yeah, like I have a choice to go on vacation for 6 months, not because I'm passionate about work and, you know, that's what rich people are.
Where would you like to go for vacation?
So many places. I have like a whole bucket list. I have Santorini, Italy, Milan, that's Italy, Paris, London, everywhere, to be honest. I want
Everywhere
to
in the world.
Yeah.
You love traveling?
Yes, I do.
That's great. So who is Baby Gloria?
Baby Gloria, first of all. My name is Gloria Mulungi Senyonjo. Most people call me Baby Gloria because I started singing at 2 years and 8 months. So I was literally the baby in the country that's doing music and showing up on people's screens. And that is how the name really stuck and everything. So it's my stage name. I am so many things. I was first a child star. Now I am a commercial TV personality. I do influencing, brand ambassadorship and endorsements. I do content creating. I do digital marketing. I'm a journalist by profession.
Really?
Yeah, PR and media studies and all that. I do philanthropy, of course. I don't know why people say that, but I will say it because, please, we need accountability. So yeah, what else? I do so many things, to be honest. Even after this interview, I'm going to be feeling like, I should have said this, I should have added this. But yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a musician. Yeah, I play the guitar. There's a lot of things. I'm multifaceted.
What happened to music? I haven't seen anything new. You've promised for a couple of years, but I haven't seen anything.
To be honest, if I'm being honest, school, work, but then also I do gospel music. So I feel like gospel music is not something you just put out.
Rush, yeah.
Yeah, you don't just rush it. You don't just get some writer, ghostwriter, and you just put out a song. It has to be inspired by the Holy Spirit. As maybe for me, it has to be inspired by something. It has to touch people's lives. It has to change people's lives. And I have to be careful when it comes to that. And if you take too long without producing music, by the time you bring out music, it has to be worth the wait, you know? So
I know.
I would rather wait than just put out music for the sake of the pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So what was your childhood like? I grew up singing. I started singing about 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're also a
since I
child
was
star.
5.
Child star, everybody.
I wouldn't call myself a child. Well, but it's not something that I was so excited about because I was very shy.
Yeah.
And we were those kids, you know, when you have parties at home.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, Jango zine, yimba kayimba.
Yeah.
And then they'll give you like money.
Yeah.
You're like the party maker. Like after people eat food,
You're the entertainer.
then you know it's time to run and hide because they're going to call you. And it felt like torture. But I sang at shows. I would cry before going on stage because it was very intimidating to stand before all those people. And to me, nobody cared that I was crying. I had to get onto that stage.
Who forced you though?
It wasn't like forced. It was a good thing. I mean, in retrospect, but it's something that felt like,
It's
oh my
work.
gosh, like I don't want to be here. I like the music, but
Yeah.
so how was it for you being a child and standing before people?
Yes. I've had that experience before, the whole entertaining thing. First of all, my mom. The moment I learned the guitar, every visitor, Gogo, Wanage, come and sing for them. Mother, how are you today? What? Weddings, what? I'm like, Jesus Christ, what am I supposed to be doing about this? But anyway, my experience as a child, I would say I might not be shy, but I'm a reserved person. I feel like I'm an ambivert. I'm both an extrovert and introvert. It depends. It depends what space I'm in. But as a child, I feel like it cannot not be intimidating. It has to be intimidating. And as you grow older, you're even more conscious. And then like the pressure, because probably my time, I was like one of the very few inspirations for the children.
Yes.
So there's a lot of pressure. You have to do it
Too much
well.
expectation.
And then my mom is a manager, and she doesn't play. They say Chris Jenner works hard, but my mom works harder.
Oh, your mom. You don't want to mess with your mom.
Hi, you don't play stage command. What? There's so many things to it, and there's always criticism at the end. So of course, it was very helpful. Of course, I'm very thankful that I had her as a mom and manager and everything, that believed in me. But yeah, it was hard, but then you get the hang of it. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes you're rocking it. It's so many different feelings at once.
Does she still manage you up to date?
She manages a particular part of my life, not fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have like different managers for...
Yes, I have different teams, different management for different things that I do.
Rich.
Hello. Amen.
You have a team for every different aspect of your life.
Yes.
That's beautiful. So how come you're the only one that sings? Does your younger sister sing too? I've never seen her sing.
She does sing. It's kind of inevitable. It's in her genes.
I know.
Yeah, she does sing.
It almost feels like there's a cane.
Right?
You have to sing.
Right? And I feel like she's the best music director I've seen. I promise you. I'm not even exaggerating. She's so good at, she has a very good music ear. She's so good at music. I'm so sorry. How can I be on a podcast and my mom is calling?
That's okay.
My major things. Anyway. She's so good at music. She's so good at composing. Oh my goodness, her ideas need to be paid for, to be honest. She's that good. But I think her hesitation for music is more like, hey, I'm seeing the things you're going through, and nah.
I don't want to be a part of that. I want to have my life to myself.
I want my own thing. But yeah, she got piano lessons and everything.
Wow.
My mom really tried with all of them. She did ballet. Divine had to do guitar too and everything. She tried. She did her part. It's you to choose now.
So it's basically everybody has had the opportunity.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you.
It's up to you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, the ball is
That's
in your
a hardworking mother.
Yeah, she is.
What's your mother's name? I don't want to be the one to tell the people.
My name is Mrs. Bettina Chibuka Senyonjo, the legendary, the everything you want to add.
I had the opportunity to receive an award alongside her. She didn't come for those awards, but we received the same award for the, what's it called? Royal Gospel Awards.
Yes.
For a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, yes.
Where was she? She didn't show up.
She had traveled. She
had
traveled,
yeah. What's your favorite song of hers?
My favorite song of hers, I don't even think so many people know it, but it's Neta Gagwe and Jagana Kwaganenze.
How do those go?
And her old songs. Yeah.
How do those go? We probably know just the choruses and not the words.
Let me see. How does it go? I'm going to waste time trying to remember.
You have to sing the old ones so that we can be like, yeah, when I was growing up, my parents used to play
actually, when you bring her, she'll sing them herself.
Wow, that's beautiful. So you grew up in a very musical home. Your dad doesn't sing. Your dad is a pastor, right?
No, he's not. Everyone thinks he's a pastor.
I don't know why, but it seems like he's a pastor.
He gives off pastor vibes.
A lot, like
No,
constantly.
He's not a pastor. My dad is, of course, he's a minister.
Yeah.
And he's our biggest supporter. He's a businessman. He does so many things in terms of business and entrepreneurship, but he's not a pastor. I think what makes him look like a pastor, his house is full of ministers.
Yeah.
You know, so people feel like, of course, you're a pastor, and they're always like moving to conferences, different churches and everything to do, of course, ministry. So people always think he's a pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you grew up singing. Have you got into a place before where you're like, I'm done with this?
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah.
And how did your parents take that?
At that point.
First of all, what got you there would be
Yeah.
more important. Like,
Oh my goodness.
what got you to feel
Minister
that way?
Sami, you're asking the right questions at the wrong time, but okay. Anywho,
Yeah.
what got me there, I think it's a series of things. So many things. First of all, feeling like you're outgrowing something.
Yeah.
You want to explore other things. And then, of course, timing and seasons. I feel like, first of all, at the time, I was gaining another love for content creation and digital marketing and advertising. I've grown up in a house of advertising and everything because my mom is an advertising guru, literally. She has done most of the adverts you see on TV, she has done. She may not put her face and name to it like Tyler Perry, but she has done.
She's somewhere behind
Yeah,
there.
she's somewhere behind there composing, writing scripts and everything. So I think, of course, that's also something in my genes, like script writing, videography, cinema and all that, and content creating and video, so many things. So I was gaining that love as well. And then school, and then the pressure, and then, I don't know, maybe at a certain point I felt like I'm not enough when it comes to music.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I'm so hard on myself. I put so much pressure on myself. I think it's like a Michael Jackson syndrome. He never felt like any of his performances are
So
okay.
what would look like enough to you?
Of course, it's never there. You get it. Like, you have to appreciate yourself. I've learned that the hard way. But yeah, like I've said, there's so many reasons to why at a certain point, I felt like, I'm outgrowing this whole thing and all that. But of course, I know that's something that's a part of me. I have to use my talent for ministry and everything. And I do use it. I may not be out there. I do sing in church. I do worship in church. I do go do ministry in maybe conferences or schools, different things that I've been called to, but I'm not a commercial. That's another thing. I realize being a commercial artist for me is not going to work. Yeah, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, music as a commercial thing in Uganda especially, let's be honest, you have to love music so much for you to know that, okay, I'm just doing music for the sake of the passion and maybe ministry for us to have like a bigger cause to it. But music as a commercial thing, with all the dreams that I have and the lifestyle that I want to live and everything, I needed to know that if I'm going to put a line to it, it has to be a line it's for ministry, not as a, hey, I have an interview here, hey, Douglas Ranga, interview with you get like, I'm happy I found out at a very early stage to know that, I have to look for all the other streams of income so that it facilitates my passion for music.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that you can give it as ministry.
Exactly, yeah.
Not something you're living off of.
Exactly. And if you give it as something you're living off of, you're going to lose why you're doing it. You're going to find yourself doing so many other things. You're so desperate. You're trying to do collabs with this one. You're trying to do this. You're trying to show up at shows you're not even supposed to be showing up for. You're just having the wrong reasons for what you're doing. So, yeah.
What church do you go to?
Why did I have to react like that? Anyway, as a child, we all went to Omega Healing Center.
Oh, Pastor Chaze.
Yeah, Pastor
Beautiful
Chaze.
church.
An amazing church, of course. Very amazing.
Very strict guy.
Right? But he loves me a lot. He loves me. I did experience his strictness, but maybe other people did. He is, eh? Then, of course, I had to leave. I left home for university. I was supposed to go out for university, so I kept on telling my mom, if you could let me go out for university, what is going to let you not leave me, like, be independent here in Uganda and everything? So I had to leave home. But I don't know, I just wanted to experience that.
You left home?
Yes, I did.
And your mom let you leave home?
Right? I had to sing the whole COVID time. I had to sing it, Mommy.
Okay.
I have to go. Because someone will not understand where I'm coming from, but I'm the firstborn child, a celebrity. The amount of strictness
They have to censor everything.
That
Friends,
she put on me, right?
what you watch, what you eat, who you're with, where you are, when you get out of home.
Right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's a time where we got like a lot of tabloids. For me, I didn't care as a child.
I know. Yeah.
But for her, she felt like I have to protect her too much. I have to be
Yes.
protective so that I felt like I have no freedom. I have no independence. I have no, like, my wings are not flying. But now,
I can imagine. Yeah.
Right? So I kept on singing it. Of course, she had to dictate where I live and everything.
Yeah.
Where do you go? You can't go to hostel. She had to take me to Kololo. You have to be there. Da, da, da. Me, I didn't care as long as
You
I'm
just
not
wanted
at
to
home.
leave her.
Right? I just wanted to leave. And it was such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Now I'm back home because, why am I telling people these things? Anyway, now I'm back
Because
home.
they're getting to know you.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I'm back home because I felt like, let me give them maybe 1 year before I get married. Hopefully.
1 year before you get married. So that
I'm
means you're
joking.
getting married in a year.
I'm joking, guys. But anyway, when I graduated, I felt like, you know what? Like, now let me spend time with them because for girls, you know, you have an expiration date.
Yeah.
Ideally, it would be nice for you to get, for you to graduate. You're working already, get married.
Yeah.
You know, so I felt like, man, we have stolen this years away from them. Let me go be with them. And also, she says, but there's a way it looks like when you're in homes, when you're in a home as a girl before you go and everything.
Yeah, she's very cultured in that
Right?
way. In the Buganda culture, a girl does not leave home
Yeah.
unless she's going into her husband's.
Right? So
Which has
Yeah,
changed
it
over
makes
the
sense.
years.
Yeah,
it
it makes
does.
sense.
That's why I'm saying I understand where it comes from.
Yeah.
Years have changed, but that's the culture. Your mother looks after you, she pampers you, prepares
Yeah.
you for that man, and when that man comes and marries you, then you leave home
yeah.
for your husband's
Yeah,
home.
and I feel like also, if away from the tradition and everything, it
Yeah.
gives a sense of accountability. Imagine, I don't know, your boyfriend does it. No parent knows about him. They do anything they want, you know, like there's no accountability.
Yeah.
But here they know you're in a home. I'm telling all the girls out there, just go home, for real, just go home. There's so much value when you're home, to be honest, and accountability.
Well, some people wouldn't agree with that, but
Really? I understand, of course. Sometimes being at home, my mom, I hope you're not watching this, it comes with a cost.
Yeah.
Mental health and everything. I know that. But
mental health.
even saving for the
Yeah.
greater good, you're not paying for, you're not buying your own food, you're not paying for it. Maybe save up, you know, for whatever thing you want in the future. But of course, I'll leave that decision to them.
Have you ever had a stalker? 5, 10, 20?
Yes, of course I have.
How does that feel?
I think what makes it easier now is because now there's social media stalking. It's not like those days where someone is walking,
Just shows up and
shows up
follows
and
you.
everything.
Yeah.
So now you feel like people are entitled to stalking. Sometimes you can open your phone and someone liked your whole page.
I know, like 500 posts.
You know? And then, trust me, I love all my fans. I don't like calling them fans, my family, internet family. Yeah, but there's someone that like everything I post, especially on Snapchat, they know where it's coming from. They know the backstory. They know who I live with. They know when I'm not in my car. Right? They know when I'm not in my car. They know every story I've told. They know where my inside jokes are. Let's say you take something small and maybe you give an inside joke and you're like, oh, sorry, da, da, da. They know what that inside joke is. I was like, whoa, I feel studied.
Has it gotten to a place where it has become extreme, where you're like, okay, I need to be careful hanging out here and, you know?
I think maybe because I'm not the types of people that are
Always hanging and all that.
First of all, always hanging, and then also very, what should I say? I know what parts of my life to give to people.
Yes.
So I don't feel very out there, very naked, like, that means this person actually knows everything.
Yeah,
I know
like
they
they know
I know
all
they
my
know what I've
business.
given them before, but
Yeah.
now the facts are too many. But of course, I try to say it in a positive way, like, like they know everything, but sometimes someone just knows everything, you know? But yeah, that's my experience with stalkers.
So do you say you're an introvert mostly?
I used to think, even my dad swears upon it, that I'm an extrovert, because his reasons are, when I'm in a room, I bring life. He said it recently. We were talking about it in the car, and I'm like, you guys, am I an introvert and extrovert? And everyone is like, go, you don't want to believe it, but you're actually an introvert. Yes, you know your role maybe when we are in groups and everything, to make people happy, to bring the life, to bring the vibe and everything, but you're actually an introvert. I'm like, really? So my dad is like, sure, wow, introvert? For you, when you come here, everyone starts jumping around, everyone starts having fun, why would you say you're an introvert? So I get where some people may come from to call me an extrovert, but I really think now that I've grown up that I'm an introvert.
Because you never really go anywhere. I
I
never
do
see you at
actually.
events. When?
Not events, maybe. Maybe we don't go in the same spaces.
No. I'd see you. What spaces do you go to?
I don't do events, that's for sure.
See?
Yeah, I don't do
That's
events.
why.
Like I don't do concerts. But I like dinners. I like getting.
Why can't you do concerts?
I think I've grown up in concerts. So to be honest, I've grown up in concerts. So I don't have that car. Oh my gosh, there's a concert. There's this. I've done concerts since the age of 2.
That's the answer I was looking for, because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking you. Actually, when I go to concerts, I find myself more interacting with people.
Right.
Or sitting way at the back.
Yeah.
Even in church. If it was like a church concert or something, I'll be
Yeah.
at the sound booth at the back
Right.
somewhere. Because I'm like, this is too much. It's almost like I've become claustrophobic. It's like...
Thank you.
And people are like, why? You should be there on stage. And I'm like, exactly. My whole life has been up there,
Right.
has been in front of people. If I can run to a corner, I'm comfortable.
Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go to very few events. I go to support friends. If they're
Yeah,
really my
yeah,
friends,
yeah.
I'll be like, I'll go, show up and support. Or if it's a concert that I really want to be at, because of the musicality, I want to see what they did with the
Yeah.
stage and the lights. Some concerts I'm like, And then at the end I'm like,
I'll
I
pass.
wish I went.
The FOMO, right?
Yeah, I know.
For concerts,
Yeah.
I've grown up in concerts. Even when I see, like, let's say friends and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to go for this. I'm like, I really want to feel like that, but I don't. I can't even force it. Like you've said, unless maybe it's an invite, I have to show up.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like it's work.
exactly,
work.
like it's work. It has to take a lot for me to show up to a concert. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just Bougie Gloria who will go for dinner.
There's so many other things I do, but yeah.
So what's it been for you to be a brand ambassador? You're a brand ambassador for about 3 products?
No. I'm a brand ambassador for... There are more than
I
3.
know Movid,
Yeah.
and then I know the school.
Yes.
What's the third one?
I'm-
The mattresses, something to do with
Oh,
mattress.
Roseform.
Roseform.
Then
Those are the ones I know.
Speak Apartments.
Oh.
Then Marriott as well. I don't know how that works. I've gotten away with it, but yeah.
So do they give you like free rooms, free
Sometimes, if it's
weekends?
necessary.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, depending on maybe what they have, they could maybe have a campaign for, let's
Yeah.
say, Mother's Day or something, and you have to be there. You have to be, you have to create content, so you have to be in a space and all that. So it's a mini staycation.
Okay.
If you go on my page, I've worked for so many people: Coca-Cola, MTN, Downy, Ariel, Fashion Nova.
How do you get all these jobs?
I think my work speaks for itself, and then. Please, God, sorry for taking away that glory. Glory to God. To
I
God.
don't think it's just your work. There has to be, you probably have an X factor, especially being that you're a Christian,
Yeah. Oh, yes.
pun intended, because
Yeah.
I don't know any other influencers. I don't know any other brand ambassadors in
yes.
the gospel music circles.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think also there's so many reasons, of course,
Yeah.
why maybe brands see me as an X factor or like a different person. But I think also the fact that I don't have a scandalous brand, that's one for sure, because brands are very keen on that. It depends.
On how you
Maybe alcohol
represent them.
brands don't care, but most brands, it doesn't matter whether they cover for all types of people, Christians and non-Christians and what. I don't know. They
You have
really
to have
care
a
about
good reputation.
Yeah, they really care
Have
about
a
the reputation of the people that are representing them.
Yeah.
And then of course my work, of course I think personality, my audience. Brands feel like I have an audience that's real, that I've
Which
grown
is
up
what?
with. Different people, of course. I resonate well with the children. I resonate well with the youth. I resonate well with, like, I feel like they feel like regardless of my numbers, you see, the thing with TikTokers, for example.
Yeah.
Of course, no shade. They feel like maybe their numbers are more superficial because of the content online. So what happens if that social media goes away? Do you actually show up outside and people are like, oh yes, I've seen you there? That's the difference. Of course, maybe it's happening now for the TikTokers and everything and everyone that's coming to the space. But I think brands also want like a credible brand, like people they actually know. For example, I'll give an example of maybe someone, even you, Sami-K, Minister Sami. You might not be all over social media and everything, but in where you are, like in your different spheres of life, people know you're credible, let's say in music or in producing. And so they'll rather take you than take maybe some name that's going all over the place on social media. You understand?
Yeah,
I feel like
somebody who really has their feet on the ground that people can say they relate.
Yeah.
So they give them the brand association they need. So people feel that you're touchable, and I'm sure the brands have the association to you because you're a credible person. So how is it that you can juggle the different brands? Don't you feel like pressured by that?
Before I answer your question, I know I gave all the reasons and everything, but please, glory to God, to be honest. He gives you the visibility. Yeah, you could put yourself out there and everything, but for some reason brands keep coming and coming and coming, and sometimes I'm like, and also there's a prayer I keep saying, I say it in Luganda, but let me try to translate. I keep saying, God, put my name in all the successful people's heads. Keep them awake. Don't give them peace until they call me. And to be honest, I don't know if it's because of that prayer. I just say it sometimes and I'm like, wow, did Coca-Cola just reach out with such a big contract? Did Infinix just reach out? Did whoever just reach out? I'm like, wow, glory to God, to be honest. Yeah, so of course, all the other reasons, you can also put your own reasons, guys, that are watching, but yeah, God. Then how I juggle all of them, I keep saying this, I've said this, I think, since I was 13. No, not even 13, since I was a child, because I've always been asked that question. How do you juggle music and school? How do you juggle this and this? So now the brands, I'm still young, guys. This is the time to juggle everything. For real. The Bible even says it, do everything while you're still alive, while you're still youth, because, of course, bagambe amagombe jolaga, tewadi yokola, tewadi yochi. And then also, of course, wukula to ina man, you're not youth anymore. So, do we have subtitles?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's also another thing. Like I just can't help but not feel sorry for myself. I can't pity myself.
So you
now.
go all the way.
I go all the way. Like I have to work so that I am able to sleep and retire early. You know, so I don't really mind juggling all of them. Of course, sometimes I do have a limit. Sometimes I even tell brands, you know what, we still have a lot on our plates. Our content calendars are full, or we have this and that. Maybe let's look at this partnership later, or maybe after this time of maybe a period of time, because we have this and that, so that, because I want to give my best. I don't want to have so much and I'm, juggling so much and the quality is flopping and I'm compromising my brand and other people's brands. So yeah, but by God's grace, I do juggle.
That's great.
Yeah.
A few months back,
yes,
I'm watching TV and here you are in a TV reality show.
Yeah.
First of all, I was shocked. I was like, okay. Oh. Okay. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Like, what got you interested in being on that show?
Maybe personally as a family, I know we have always been very interesting. Like we have so many conversations, or even people that would watch us on Facebook or lives on what would be like, oh my goodness, this family, I want to watch it forever. So, and my sister is very, very obsessed and a fanatic to reality show. We have always talked about it jokingly, but we didn't really think we're going to actually pursue it like that.
Yeah.
What got me interested in Kampala Cream, I didn't know about it. They reached out to me, telling me, "Oh my goodness, you'd be such a great fit for this reality show." Da, 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 da. Of course, they were looking for my unpredictability. They feel like I'm a brand that people don't really know. How do I speak? How am I assertive?
Like you can't be put in a box.
Exactly, I can't be put in a box, and people will be on their toes, like nibbing on their fingers. What is she going to be talking about? What is she going to give us? Is she a baby? Is she this? Can she speak up for herself? Can she do this? So yeah, I was like, actually, let me give this a try. It ended in tears, but yeah, I give it a try.
What exactly happened?
What exactly?
You know, I don't follow it.
Yeah.
I've seen it in DSTV, it shows up, but I was there and my feed was going crazy. Like, Baby Gloria, Baby Gloria. I'm like, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
And then before I knew, then I saw you made a statement. I'm like, what happened? Like, all of a sudden.
Yeah. I won't speak so much on it, but I would say I think it's one of those, like I said, I'm a very ambitious person and I want to try almost everything. Of course, not the things that are literally just compromising my faith and everything. But I was advised so many times, are you sure you want to do this? My managers, my mom, everyone was telling me, are you sure you want to do this? Because first of all, the space they put you in is already like they're not there to protect you.
It's like throwing in a lion's
exactly,
den. And that's why I was like, okay, because this is like very different from your usual spaces you're in.
And they want to use every second that could get them like visibility, and they won't care what your reputation is about, what they're going to say about you, what they're going to put out, you know, how they try to portray things in a certain way. I was very open-minded because I know how reality TV show works. I'm like, no, it works like that. Until I realized everything is to, I think, ride on me, you know, and not in a positive way, in a very negative way. And I wouldn't mind if it was just on screen, because at the end of the day, people know, of course, reality TV show is curated. But then also behind the scenes with the producers, with what, I don't want to throw any stones because all is forgiven and done. But just to give a glimpse of how it was, of course, if you go look at my statement and everything, it was just not good for my mental health, you know. Like you can't feel very, very demotivated, very discouraged, very, I don't know, like traumatized every time you go on set. It's just so traumatizing. It's just so encroaching on your mental health, and no one really cares about it. It's not like we had therapists or anything like that to talk to. And then also I felt like I didn't have the producers' backs. They mostly had like the other people's, they had to use me regardless. Of course, they would say their side of the story and everything, but I know I'm valid. So I just felt like, I need to leave this thing before this thing makes me very irrelevant, you know, because I'm not looking for fame. That's number one. Maybe everyone else on the show felt like, hey, this is what I could get out of it. I actually want this for that. I actually want the fame and what, but I was like, I'm not looking for fame. It's actually booming that much. I'm not I'm not blowing my own trumpets. You guys wrote these things. It's booming that much because people want to know. You know, people want to know, how is she interacting with them? What is she going to say? And I actually give them good TV. I love that I give them good TV. But I just, not for the sake of good TV. I was like, nah, I cannot. Then also, another small factor, we'll see if I want this cut out. Another factor is I felt like even because in my head I'm like, if it's going to go with my mental health, at least the money should be that good. You get it, like at least
something came out of it.
I should be crying with dollars, like in my room, you know. And I'm like, the other core, what are they called? The other co-actors or co-reality TV show stars can invest in this thing. But no, I actually know my worth. And I'm not the one to invest in a multi-million-dollar company. You know, like it's literally everywhere. It's an African multi-million-dollar company. They should be able to pay for all the things that I'm going to go through on this show. So if it's not really even giving me value for money,
your time,
all because of the passion, I won't say that they didn't. please, I did pay and everything.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, if you're actually going to renegotiate with me, call me to meetings, tell me to come back on the show and everything, it has to be worth it now. Because what took me in the show, I had
It's
to
not
convince
what
my
you're getting.
managers. I
Yeah.
tell them, I don't even care about the money. I actually want to do this. Da, 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 da. I'm free now. Da, da, da. I was done with my third year, just waiting for university graduation and everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can just explore this. Maybe Bambi, when the thing actually booms and they're making money on the show and everything, maybe like, I really wanted this to be a normal partnership,
Yeah.
not just a money thing. So when it started to be such a selfish thing on their end, I'm like, the money should now make sense. You get
Because
it?
it was about the money. They didn't care what else came with
Then
it.
the money should make sense. So when
Yeah.
it wasn't making sense, I'm like, nah, deuces.
Do you feel like if the money made sense now, you'd go back?
I thank God it didn't make sense because maybe I would be like, let's finish the season.
Yeah.
But no, all factors in, like all factors looked at and everything, I just couldn't continue the show.
Okay.
Yeah. And I really thought, just one more thing, I really thought it's a thing where I always look at things in the perspective of, even as Christians, even as kingdom girls and everything, have to like go into the spaces and take and all that, because I've grown up like that. I'm not just confined to the gospel fraternity.
Yes.
I've grown up out there, regardless of the fact that I come from a born-again Christian family, minister's family. So I'm not really rigid on that. So in
Yeah.
my head, I'm like, let's have some representatives. Who says we have to leave the spaces for just
That's
these people?
true. Yeah.
But then I was like, actually, some things actually have to be left for some people, unless some things are put in place for
To
you not to
favor your
compromise.
principles, yeah.
Yeah, your principles.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah.
So what are the things you value the most as Gloria?
The things I value the most, I value family. That's number one on the list. I value family. I value happiness, like true happiness and true peace. I value the intangible things, to be honest. I feel like if the intangible things are in place, then you're motivated enough to even make the money, to get the house, to get what, to get this. Trust me, I love the lifestyle. I love the amazing things and all that. But to me, it doesn't make sense if you don't have like peace of mind. You
Yeah.
don't have happiness. You don't have Jesus. I value Jesus a lot. I'm a Jesus girl, 24/7, forever. Of course, I'm not the best. I'm not the most righteous one. But I love Jesus. There's so many things that I value, to be honest. I value my dignity. That's another thing. I value my integrity. I love to know that I'm actually doing something out of my own integrity and dignity. It shouldn't be compromising that, at least. Faithfulness, all those things are intangible things, to be honest.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You mentioned being a philanthropist. What other projects are you invested in that concern that?
For example, every time on my birthday, we do give back. It depends. We could go maybe to disability homes, children with special needs. And then since a child, I've done fundraiser concerts for children in the ghetto. I've gone to children in prison, mothers in prison. I've given back. I've done so many things to do with philanthropy, even personally. There are things that, of course, won't go on camera. I know people feel like, why is it on camera? Yeah, they have to bring this. Yeah, they have to bring camera. Well, we have to do accountability, to be honest.
Yes.
And that's the only way to inspire other people to do that. Like if you have a platform, use it to inspire the rest. It's not about, hey, see me, I'm doing this. See me, I'm doing that. Because you want to know who I've given this all the time. But if it's like a mass thing, I feel like people need to know about it. That's how people hop on. That's how maybe you get organizations that are ready to partner with you. So yeah, that's the philanthropy work that I do.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
How would you advise a young lady, a young girl who feels like they want to get into these spaces? Because everyone today wants to be an influencer because of TikTok, and now it comes with the money,
Yes.
Instagram, and all these things.
Yeah.
What would you advise a young person who wants to get into that space?
What I would advise them, first of all, make sure it's actually what you want. Because if you're not ready to pay the price and be consistent and do it well and not compromise the quality of what you want to put out there, let it be music, let it be let it be entrepreneurship, let it be starting a business. You have to know that that's what you actually want, because everything in this world is driven by passion. It's driven by motivation, by something, you know. And if you're going to be out there and you want to be secluded from the rest, you want to be the, like you called it, the X factor, you know, you want to be different, then there's got to be something different about you. And then I would say you need to have different streams of income. Like, that's the most practical thing I can tell you. You need to have so many different streams of income. They say you in life, please have 7. I don't know, maybe I could be on my 4th, but please have different streams of income, because you're going to get frustrated. That's number one.
Yeah.
Any startup, you cannot be getting, oh my goodness, I'm making 20 million a month already. You're going to get frustrated and you're going to forget why you started something. So of course, have backup. That's another thing. And have Jesus, have God. He directs you. He gives you the ideas. We're talking about what makes me different. He gives you the ideas. He makes you different. He makes you look like, oh my goodness, she's the best at this thing. So yeah, ask the Holy Spirit. He can help you out.
Amen.
Some people call the Holy Spirit a mom, so she can help you out. Mom.
So how then are you able to do ministry in these different spaces you're in?
Yes.
Advertising, influencing, being brand ambassador, being on reality TV shows and all these things. How are you able to do ministry in those spaces?
Yes. First of all, being an example, that's number one. People think speaking on, I don't know, in a microphone and saying all the scriptures in the Bible is you doing ministry.
Yeah, true.
But the biggest ministry you can ever do for yourself is being an example in terms of character, in terms of who you are, in terms of your principles. Like, people should be able to put their hands for you and be like, actually, even if you do what, this person can't do this, or I've learned this from this person. And then number 2, of course, have priority. God is always priority. As much as you're busy and everything, if you're called upon maybe to minister or do this or do that, please try and make the time. Of course, have discernment. Don't be like, I'm not going to go for the interview that was going to give me 10 million to do. Like, have compromise, find a middle ground to make sure that God is happy too. Because at the end of the day, we're created for a purpose and we have to fulfill that purpose at the end of the day. So as much as he lets us do all these things, have fun, he says build houses and live in them, do all those things, at the end of the day, what is your purpose in life? Then ministry can also be ministry in terms of money, you know.
Yeah.
Minister with your money. If you've made the money, give back in church. Give back to ministers. Be the one buying land in church. Be the one doing this. That's also ministry.
Yeah.
Be faithful with your tithe. That's also ministry. So there's so many different ways to minister, even if you're doing business as much as you want. Yeah.
The kind of things you do are very counter church culture.
Yeah.
Have you been in a space where you've gotten like backlash from the Christian community, the church, for the things you do? Because there's not many people in the spaces you are from the church, and there's not many people that have been able to step there and successfully do all the things you do and still be on the same side. Somehow people step out there 1, 2, 3, 4 months, then you're getting reports of, I think somebody's dancing around the middle ground and drifting slightly, or yesterday they got too excited, you know, they ended up elsewhere. Have you had those situations where you have people like
criticizing?
Yes.
Yes, I have. First of all, I allow criticism. You cannot be perfect, to be honest. But you need to know where that criticism stops.
Yeah.
Is a person criticizing you in that space? That's number one. It could be a pastor that knows nothing to do with maybe advertising. I'm just giving an example, just one sphere of my life.
Mostly it is.
Yeah.
People who don't know how the dynamics of the space you're in.
Of what anything works.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tell you, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do, like...
Light and darkness doesn't mix.
They don't mix it, and they go to your what. Yes, I understand. But how far have you gone to actually get to be knowledgeable about this particular thing that I do?
Yeah.
And what can I pick from what you're saying without throwing away every type of cancel.
Yeah.
And then also, like, even me, I feel like I've not given people a reason to feel like I'm doing something wrong, you know?
That's
and
good.
then sometimes you need to understand some people criticize you not because you're doing the wrong thing, but because they have failed at it. They want to discourage you. They want to tell you, oh, like you said, some people go 4 months. Maybe it's because they've backslid and everything. But some people, it's because, I've actually failed. I'm putting money, I'm doing this. It's not your space, really.
Yeah.
Or maybe you have failed at it and now you're now looking at people with bad eyes, you know? So you need to know what motive someone has in terms of criticizing you. But yes, I have, of course, because we're out there. We're on social media. It's a social media era. For you, you might not be showing your life like that, but because I'm showing my life, I'm putting myself out there for criticism. But also, you can't live scared. You can't live in fear. I want to stop putting myself out there because so-and-so is going to criticize me, so-and-so is not going to understand me. No, you won't reach anywhere, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets?
Regrets? No, I wouldn't say I have any regrets.
So far, so good.
No, not so far, so good. I feel like even if something doesn't turn out well, you have learned something out of it.
Okay.
You know, you have picked out a lesson. And I don't think everything is completely bad unless you've actually told yourself, let me go do drugs, let me go drink, let me go do this.
Like
let
you
me
just
go get-"
decide
like
to
you've
go off
decided,
the rail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if you had the right intentions for something and it just didn't work out or it just didn't come out the way you wanted, maybe there's something to learn out there. Maybe you had to learn something from it.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
How have you been able to navigate relationships all through this? Because the space you're in is a very crazy space.
Yeah.
As a young lady, there's so many temptations for relationships. There's very many predators out there. There's people that have different intentions, and the people who are well intentioned, but you know, there's so much in that lane. How have you been able to navigate those spaces?
Yeah, I think first of all, principle. That's number one, because I don't know, like my mom has kept on telling everyone in the house this.
Yeah.
First of all, keep the principles according to the religion, of course.
Yeah.
I'm saying religion now because, of course, there's some religion there.
Yeah.
You know, keep the principles. So I've grown up like knowing, hey, this is off limits, you know.
Yeah.
Or maybe now this is time for school, or this is time for this. If I start engaging in certain things, I'm just going to confuse myself and maybe not focus on certain things that I'm supposed to be focusing on now. And then another thing I've learned and gotten to know and gotten to a conclusion that of course I'm in the spotlight. Of course I'm going to attract more people than a regular person that's not out there. So it's not something new that should make me feel like, hey, everyone, please. You're not the last beautiful person. There's so many beautiful people, but you're out there. And of course, because of your values and what you show on everyone, of course, most people feel like, she's good wife material, or she's this, or she's that, should be nice at this, People have different perspectives. So I don't see it as, I'm different. Oh my goodness. There's so many people. They saw this. No, I just know, in fact, I have to be careful. And then also, I had to learn at a young age that the only way, because that's also a covenant that my mom had, and of course, covenants go generation to generation. Yeah. My mom had a covenant with God, or still has now she's married, has a covenant with God, had a covenant with God that if she ever messes up, everything is going to go wayward. What's the word? Wayward. Yeah, wayward. Everything is going to go south, you know? So that thing kept in my head. Like, actually, I feel like all the favor, all the blessings, the fame, if I dare do this to God, or if I dare start messing around, you know, I'm not focused, I'm really compromising on my principles and everything.
You're going to lose it all.
I might lose it. I don't even want to try, but I might lose it all. And then, of course, even getting the tabloids, like put me in check, like actually, there's no way in life I ever want this to be true. You get it? You know? Maybe if you've never had it on yourself, you don't know what you're going for, but not being ignorant and knowing, this is what people would say if something like this ever happened. Nah, I actually don't want a piece of that. Yeah, so It's a lot.
What do you think has been the biggest lesson for you so far?
My biggest lesson, like generally?
Yes.
Hi. My biggest lesson. Always go back to Jesus. Yeah. I can say all the lessons in the world, but at the end of the day, always go back to Jesus. He has a blueprint of your life. He has the answers. He has the guidance. He has the connections. Like everything that you need in life, Jesus has. So always go back to Jesus.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you have many friends?
I have so many acquaintances, but I have very, very, very few friends.
How do you pick those? Because the space you're in, I've been in the same space.
Yeah.
You find, and I was talking to a director, Israel,
Yeah.
about some of the people I grew up with
Yeah.
in the mainstream who are superstars now.
Yeah.
They're not quite bankable as good friends.
Yeah.
So you find that you know so many people and everybody's like, so-and-so is your friend, call so-and-so, so-and-so is your friend. And you cannot quite say they're your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, time shows you that people are just long-staying acquaintances. Even if you've known them for 30 years, they're
Right.
just still acquaintances. They're
Yeah.
not really friends. And that's a hard space to have friends, especially when you're in the spotlight. People gravitate towards you because of who you know, your name, the things you've been able to do, association. So how have you been able to pick friends and say, these are really my friends?
I think naturally, I have never ever had to depend on like friendships. I really want to, even when I watch my sister. Oh my goodness, she's such a friend type of person. My friend this, my friend that, we're going out for this. Friends. I'm like, you guys have energy. For real, like you guys have energy.
It takes a lot to sustain them.
I'm a very low maintenance type of friend. So if you're very high maintenance, you're going to think I'm not your friend. That's number one. I'll be there in terms of need. I will be there. You'll never see me missing in the times where you feel like I needed this person and they're not there. I will be there.
Yeah.
But there's high maintenance things of let's text, let's do this, let's do that. We'll meet up once in a while. We'll go for dinner once in a while. But that once in a while has to count for, I don't know, the next
few months.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm very low maintenance. Like I said, I value family a lot.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel like most people gravitate towards friendships a lot and they depend a lot on friendships because probably they don't get along with their sisters or their mom and dad.
Also, they are replacing.
Yeah, they have to replace that love. They have to replace that company. So me and my sister are best friends.
Yeah.
When I come back to this podcast, I'll tell you who else is my best friend. So, like, you just feel like all the spaces are filled and everyone else is just an addition.
Yeah.
Everyone else is more like, oh, I have new friends. I don't like using the word acquaintances. I feel like sometimes it's rude to someone that feels like...
No, but it's the harsh reality people should know. I mean, when I grew up, it's actually my wife who was telling me, and one of my mentors, my wife is American. When I say my friend, she has to ask me, friend,
Or...
acquaintance. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Africa is one big village. Everybody's your friend. Like,
Yeah.
oh, because you say, oh, my friend. She's like, your friend since when? I don't know about that
Yeah.
person. You're like, okay, we're not friends like that.
Yes.
Well, as Africans, everybody's a friend,
Yeah.
but they're not your friend. That's why I
that.
was asking that, because there's people who will assume they're your friends like that.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about them, but you share pleasantries every now and then, hi, and they feel entitled to be your friend.
Yeah.
And then they feel disappointed if you're not reciprocating.
And
And
I
that's
feel
why I
like-
was asking how you manage that.
I feel like for me it's even the other way around because I think I'm good at giving advice.
Yeah.
I'm a good listener. So I will know everything about you, but I don't know. I think because of the space I've grown up in, I just can't give you all my information. The same way you're telling me all your things. I'm not going to say them anywhere else. They're safe with me. I'm even going to add, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. But for me to be comfortable enough to give you all the details on maybe a topic you're giving me, and maybe it's very dear to me and I feel like, I don't know, it takes too much. So sometimes maybe people feel like, I think that's why they see me as an advice giver. Like, she's so good at advice, or they see me as maybe a superior friend maybe, because they feel like they don't know so much about you, but somehow you give them the life, you're there for them, you know everything about them, but they know a bit about you, but you know for sure, like in your heart, the same way they're sharing everything about themselves, you just can't bring yourself to tell them all these things.
So you've learned to separate the different what can I call it, clusters of people in your life.
Yeah, and like I said, the problem is family, guys. I don't know. God just gave me a very beautiful family. Like I would find myself telling, the reason I'm not telling someone something, because I've unwinded, spoken about it in details with my sisters, with my parents, with my family, with my best friends. You get it? So I don't know. Like I'm already over it. I'm already over it. Like
You're catered for.
Yeah, I'm catered
your
for.
Family,
So
your
it's
friends.
fine. I'm ready. I'm recharged. Tell me about your things.
Yeah.
You get it? So yeah, I think that's my. To be honest, I think that's my problem.
Okay, as we close, where do people find your music? Where do people find you on social media? And all that?
On social media, everywhere, I'm at Baby Gloria Music. On YouTube, I'm Baby Gloria. Email at babygloriamusic@gmail.com. I think that's it, right?
Okay.
At Baby Gloria Music everywhere.
When should we expect new music?
Soon.
This year? I feel like soon has been for the last 4
Forever.
years.
To be this time around, soon for
This
real.
year, we expect something this year.
I'm expecting a muse. I know you don't expect muses, but I'm expecting a muse. It's coming, so I know what I'm talking about this
This
time
year,
around.
there's something big coming.
Not this year, but this year there's something big coming, by the way.
Okay.
But music-wise, you wait soon. For real, this time around it's for real,
We'll,
for real.
we'll wait for something big coming.
Yeah. You'll
Yeah.
know why I'm saying not this year, but yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming
You're
to the Life B podcast. Thank you, whoever is watching. Please support us. We're on Cash App, Life B. We're on mobile money. Send that mobile money so that we keep putting these things together. They cost a lot of money. And you can like, share the link, and comment. Let us know what you've liked. Let us know who you think we should have on this podcast. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, LifeBpod, P-O-D. You can find us on Apple Pods, YouTube Music, which was Google Music. They moved to YouTube Music. You can find us on Spotify Pods. You can find us on Amazon Music Podcasts. And you can find us on Instagram. Everywhere we're there, everywhere you find your podcast, please like, share, come back here, and thank you for your love and support. I'd like to thank our team here, Beyond Creative with Jonas Rhymes, who does the artwork, Israel Dennis, the director and producer of the show, Gianna Chigundu, who puts all this together on the other side of the world, and all of you people that like this show and tune in every week. Thank you so much. God bless you. Keep coming back. Life B.
Thank you for tuning in to the Life B podcast with Sami-K. Your support means the world to us. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and share to help us grow and continue bringing you valuable content. We appreciate you.